I almost didn't make it this morning. I woke up this morning, turned on the TV, after reading, of course. I read first. But, turned on the TV, and it was 9 degrees outside. And, I'm a Florida boy. And 9 degrees, I was like, my first instinct was to just roll back over and go back to sleep. I do not like cold. I don't do cold. I don't like driving in snow, ice, anything. So it was 9 degrees, and I'm thinking, like, no. Should I stay home? I don't feel like going out in that cold, trying to start my car. And I was thinking about canceling my class. And I just didn't feel like doing it. And I thought about emailing my classmate, emailing my class and my students and just telling them to stay in because of the weather. I had curriculum development, mostly freshmen and sophomore students. And I was laid in the bed for probably 20 minutes thinking, should I get up or should I stay in the bed and email and cancel class? So I thought about it and I said, okay, this is like the second week of school. How would that look? And how would that look as a leader, me canceling class? And in leadership positions, when you're in a leadership position, a lot of times you have to do it even when you don't feel like doing it. And you have to get up and go out there. And everybody's human, we're human. Anybody in a leadership position, professors, bosses, CEOs, supervisors. A lot of times we're just like everybody else. We don't want to go to work. We don't want to get up. It's just not one of those days. And I was close to using the weather as an excuse of, in my moment of weakness. But how would my moment of weakness affect those students? And even if they didn't want to, come to class or feel it. And I'm glad I did because they showed up to class. And the majority of them did show up to class. And as a leader, we can't allow our moments of weakness to affect our leadership and affect those kids. And what kind of effect, and what kind of lesson would I be giving to those kids? It's okay to cancel class just because of the weather. It wasn't snowing or anything. It wasn't much ice. It was just cold. So if I would have sent that out, what type of message would I be sending? It's okay to just, succumb to a moment of weakness. It's okay to take days off, or it's okay at the last minute to cancel something that I had a responsibility to do. So in leadership positions, what we do and how we move, especially on a daily basis, affects everyone around us. It's not like we don't have to be perfect. I'm not saying that. We don't have to be perfect, but in a leadership, when you're in a leadership position, regardless of the field, you have that responsibility. And what you do can affect not only, your job, but it can affect your students, your coworkers, your family, and most importantly, your children. Because our children, they don't do what we say most of the time, but they always follow what we do, and they're always watching it. So in a leadership position, be careful about just succumbing to weakness or having a weak moment, because we're in a leadership position, we can't just lay down and give up on the day before it starts every time or most of the time. We have that extra responsibility of having to be present and having to be leaders, right? So in a leadership position, if you're not accountable, you can't be accountable to others if you can't count on yourself. So remember that. I got up, I went to class. Class is over now, I got it behind me. It was still cold. And so I can move on with my day. I'm glad I did it, and I can save that day for, maybe next month or the month following. But the vast majority of my days as a leader, I know I have to be present and I have to be accountable. And that's what being in a leadership position does. So all you leaders out there, all you leaders, I know it gets hard, with more responsibility, we have to show up more. We have the gifts, we have the knowledge, to pass on, especially to the younger generations, to teach and lead. So get out there. I know every day is not going to be perfect. Days you're not going to feel it, but when you can, dismiss that mindset when you wake up, that voice telling you like, nah, it's too cold, or nah, I'm tired, or no, I'm sick. Get out there, push yourself, and be accountable to those who are following you, because you're that guy.